those of you who do not follow us already or that don't know us, myself and my co-host Miles right here, I'm Jamila. We do like a podcast slash talk show online all the time. So this is our very first live talk show or podcast. Thank you. We always get like feedback from Facebook where people can type in, but I was like, how cool would it be if you guys can ask us questions and we answer right away, or you give us feedback on some of the knowledge that we be dropping. Miles like to call us street therapists. You want to explain where you get that from?
How y'all doing, folks? I come up with street therapy. We not no licensed professionals to give you nothing. I just feel like I reach out to everyday people, everyday struggle that we go through. So best way to feed is a street therapist. I can give you my best opinion, but I'm not here to tell you right from wrong. Everybody got their own opinion, how they feel about things. I'm just here to voice mine and kind of give you an idea and feedback how you can go about things to correct in the wrong way.
Right.
Yeah.
So we talk about a lot of different things. We talk about stuff that's in the media. We talk about relationships. A lot of the times we talk about relationships. So today what we're going to do, we're going to kind of recap 2023 and our like most popular topics that we had. So if you follow us and you saw something and you was like, man, I want to comment or I want to tell them how I feel, just raise your hand. We're going to bring you the microphone and we're going to let y'all address it or ask us our questions, and we're going to give it to you. Because like he said, we're not licensed therapists, but we are people that have been through a lot and experienced a lot, and a lot of people turn to us for advice and feedback because we have like open minds and we think differently outside the box. So with that being said, the first topic that I would like to talk about from the recap of 2023 was the one topic where we had not our seniors, but our golden girls. The golden girls was on there, and it was a kind of like a piggyback off of a previous show where they were saying that, one of our guests, a male guest, said that older women are more difficult to date. Who's laughing? The older woman. All right, so he was trying to defend himself by saying, well, if he was maybe in a survey and had to ask, like who's more difficult, most people say older women are difficult because they're set in their ways. They're not trying to learn nothing. They don't want nobody to tell them nothing different. So we had some golden girls come on the show, and they kind of just let us know how they felt about it. And Miles, you being a man, are older women difficult to date? Why not?
I don't think they difficult to date. Only thing is difficult is what you make it. Me personally, they can be because sometimes they set in their own ways. Just as really anybody are, but by them being older, it's just they've experienced through life all for so long on what they've been through. So when they see it, they cut it from the start. So somebody who's coming in that might be younger feel like, and she doing this way or she doing it that way, when actuality, all he have to do is just sit back, and he's intelligent, he just listen to her and he can understand, and then he know how to approach and come to her the correct way.
How realistic is that though, for a man to sit back while a woman is saying how she feel?
It depends on that person.
Okay.
And I feel
in
like
your life,
in my life,
yeah.
Me personally, it's like cakewalk to me.
Okay.
So it's easy. So it just all depends on you as a person. And I just feel like it comes with the wisdom that you have in you. And then if you really want to know this person, you sit back and you follow. People only do and want to allow themselves to go forward is what they want to go forward with. Other than that, if you don't, then you spinning your wheels. You're not going to go nowhere. You're just going in circles, chasing your tail.
Yeah, that's true. So I feel like what I heard from that, I don't think that older women are difficult to date. I think that men who date older women find older women difficult because an older woman not finna just sit back and let you tell her anything. She not finna let you run over her. She not finna fall for that game. But when you young and naive, you get kind of digmatized and you don't think straight. And an older woman not finna get digmatized.
Why you want to make it?
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Exactly. Only time, I ain't gonna say the only time, but the majority of the time when men feel like a woman is difficult to date, it's because she ain't doing what he want her to do. And some women can be stubborn, Because if you think about it, you're older and you're single, so you've been through something or some relationships that probably landed you to like probably not even want to be in a relationship. But then when you get in a relationship and somebody trying to tell you what to do after you ain't never had to have nobody tell you what to do in so many years, how do I just go to doing what you say do?
That's where you gotta live and learn. You learn.
But what if what you say do, I don't feel like it's the right thing to do?
That's why y'all gotta communicate. If y'all can't get on that same page, then it's just best to best say, you know what? It's okay. You're not a bad person. I'm not a bad person. We just don't see eye to eye. So with that being said, I move on my way. You move on yours, and then that way you ain't gotta be worried about no strings.
What was that?
You ain't gotta give up though.
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't have to give up. But if y'all not seeing eye to eye, what's the point of giving each other headaches when y'all don't even know each other?
That's just people let mamas live longer than lasting.
Hey, that's true. That's true. But some people willing to fight, some people don't.
And I think when you've been through like so many difficult relationships, it's real easy for you to be like, I'm gonna walk away.
That's you giving you away to everybody.
That's true too.
Yeah, that's true.
Communication is key, but at the same time, how effective is communication if everybody ain't understanding and comprehending what you're saying? So you're gonna keep spinning your wheels, telling this person the same thing over and over and over again, and there's nothing changing?
Nah,
What part?
breathe. On the breathe.
No, because there's a few. A lot of times people wait till Saturday or Sunday to decide what they're gonna do for the rest of the year, and then something happens before the first week is over, and you forget the turbulence was just to shake your ground or your footing to see how much faith you had in the words you spoke. But your mirror time, aka reflection, ought to be something where you're allowing yourself to really take in the presence of your growth, your processes, or even honing on the manifestation of things that you promised yourself. But I told Jamila to get in the mirror and make eye contact with herself. Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. And when you inhale for 3 seconds, exhale for 7, that's a 10-second moment you can give yourself before you respond to things. And it truly does regulate, emotions, helps your hormones that might be a little hyperactive come back down, and it allows for a better exchange. I can be really, really excited, talk really fast, but if I take a deep breath in and slowly exhale, my tone of voice is a little easier for you to receive.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Easy said and done.
All right, so another topic that was very trending for us this year was the topic about submission. Is that something that, I don't know if you want to call it like modern day women appreciate, or is that something that died with the old days? Any women in here, are you submissive to your husband? Anybody in here got a husband?
Dismiss period.
Anybody in here submissive, period? Yes, yes. So can you tell us what being submissive means to you? So why do people always make it seem like it's such a negative thing to be submissive if it's a selfless act? Because what?
It can be.
Because it can be. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. That means the most to me for the simple fact when I get upset, I don't know how to talk in a normal speed, at a low tone. When you piss me off, I start talking a million miles a minute, and I elevate my voice, and then I can feel my blood pressure because I forget I forget to breathe. But how are you going to understand what I'm saying if I'm yelling at the top of my lungs and you're not a communicator that can respond to somebody yelling at you? You might shut down when somebody yell at you. So if you shutting down, you don't hear nothing that I'm saying. So why am I even yelling at you and you not comprehending, and I'm pissing my own self off because you not responding, you shut down. So like the word mortician said, we should take a breath, breathe in, exhale, calm down, and don't make no major decisions when you're upset, because that's when you make the worst.
You know what? Both of those are good points. But y'all have to understand, everyone is different. Everybody understanding is bad. You know that? So what's easy for you ain't easy for the next person.
Yeah.
What she was saying with the submission, all that's true. You know, why give all your all to someone who don't give you that? We need to have fair and equal exchange.
Yeah.
And with that being said, that the breathing, that might help you out. Have you ever met somebody who, when they talk, people don't know how to express themselves. So the way they express themselves when they talk, like even people don't even know how to talk. Every word is a cuss word because that's how they communicate. Well, because they don't have no other way of communication. So once we as a people realize who a person is, it'll help you as a person not even get upset when you're talking to them. Exactly. So if I know when you get ready to talk to me and I already know how you're going to talk, I'm not finna get upset
Right.
because I already know who you are.
But are we accepting like toxic behavior? Because if I don't like for you to yell at me when you talk to me, but because I know that when you get mad, you yell, should I have to accept that because that's just how you are?
No, I'm not. Yeah, that's true. No, you don't. But I'm just saying people in general. I'm not going for it at all. But people in general, regardless if you're talking to, if it was a boyfriend, girlfriend, somebody you know, cousins, brothers, sisters, just people in general. It just, I'm not going to worry about that's your situation and your doing. I don't have to deal with that. When I go to sleep, I'm going to sleep in peace. When I wake up, I'm going to be happy and peace. So it don't even matter.
Was there a male?
It's not toxic if you don't swallow it.
Come back again.
It's not toxic if you don't swallow it.
I get that. I get that. Like, don't accept your negative energy.
It's not negative energy when somebody is expressing their frustration.
Mm.
People who personalize the frustration being expressed, that's a toxic experience. If you swallow everything said, you're the one with the toxic behavior because you keep taking in shit, as opposed to holding space for somebody to express themselves.
So how would you advise somebody how not to swallow it?
Exhale.
When they spewing it at you, just breathe and exhale out.
So technically, everybody knows the word trigger.
Yes.
You go to work, it's a trigger. You see break like it's a trigger. Everything is so sensitive to all of us because of our experience thus far. In the event that someone is talking, like right now, my octave, because I ain't got a light in my hand, but this has nothing to do with you or your comfort zone. Take a deep breath in. If you breathe while we speak, though, your body does what it's been built to do. It processes things. It absorbs what it's supposed to. It exhales what it's not. Like, we're not SpongeBob. We ain't got to hold in all that mildew. But if you breathe while they speak, there is no toxicity.
Gotcha. All right. So I think she said something over there earlier that I wanted to piggyback off of for another topic that we had on the show, and it was about knowing your worth. Now, I made a comment before. I feel like a lot of times when men, because I go on Facebook all the time, and it's men bickering with women, talking trash about women. But I know it's because women talk trash about men, and it's back and forth, back and forth. And I just feel like in the media now, it's just so much negativity, so much tearing each other down. And I made a comment about how I feel like when men complain about the baby mama or they complain about the women that they've experienced, it's because they didn't know their own worth. I also said that I feel like a lot of the times people don't care about what men think. And I kind of got attacked for that, and I don't know how I got attacked for that because the way that I meant it was something can happen with a man, and that same thing can happen to a woman. But we're going to run to that woman's aid. But when it happened to the man, it's like, oh, get over it. You're a man. We don't care. But then when it's the man that's getting abused by his girlfriend or whatever, what about you as a man attracted you to these type of women? But it's like when a woman get talked bad about, it's because, oh, well, you picked that baby daddy. But when it's the man that have a no good baby mama, who's getting the blame then? We ain't experienced that. Who's that?
I got time. But I was joking, but I was serious. And I hate to say this, but I feel like TikTok got the world messed up. And TikTok got a lot of ways that the women are thinking and operating that's kind of in error, but they are promoting this error like that's the way to go. And a lot of women believe that. So then when the men going back and forth, some of these men still trying to be like, man, I really want a family. I really want kids. I really wish I could settle down. But there ain't really nobody settle down because everybody out there, it's a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you go back and forth, and then you got to really go back to the history. When you learn the person, you got to look at their background. You got to look at how they came up. You got to look at how they was raised. So that'll explain how a lot of these women are thinking and acting and moving. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to maneuver something that you can't really change. It don't matter who you is. You gotta have some understanding, and hopefully God can make some changes in people's lives. Cause I mean, we all kind of messed up because our parents ain't teach us right. So some of us ain't have parents. You know what I'm saying? So we learned off of TV and reality shows and change and the internet and all that. So I just feel like, man, I hate to say it, I love my black women, but the word in the street from what I be hearing is not good. And it's like everybody is saying how it's like public prostitution. You know what I'm saying? Everybody public prostituting
I
themselves.
think that's just because that's what they show on social media. A lot of people not showing the good stuff, and I'm guilty of that. Like a lot of times on social media, I just only post when I'm going out. So when you see me, you think I'm a party girl because the only thing that you know about me is what you see on social media. And if the only thing I'm posting is me going out, you think that that's all I'm about. But then when you take the time to get to know me and really date me, men don't know how to date these days. And they don't know how to date because they're falling for the stuff that they see on TikTok, thinking that every woman is like that when every woman not like that. So let's say I change my social media. I'm not only posting when I'm going out, I'm posting me cooking food every day. I'm posting me going to church every Sunday. I'm posting me playing outside with the kids. Now you're going to think, oh, she is such a good person. I could be a shitty person, but I'm just showing you what you want to see to make you think that that's who I am.
Men do it. Men do it too. Men do it for the cap to try to catch attention for women.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a on cycle thing that everybody doing to lead somebody to think somebody to catch somebody.
Right.
When actually we all have issues, problems. Some of us just look good, and we really ain't got 2 cents.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
All right, so another thing that people keep on saying is like the women posting all this. Why do you think that the women keep posting the booty pictures and the thought traps or thirst traps or whatever? Why are they doing that?
Sex sell. They soliciting. That's what I call it, soliciting now on TV. Pimp C said it best. They ain't got to do it in the streets. They do it on camera. So, but the thing about it is, it is what it is. But they can do that all day. But any real man that's on his note, that's about his business, yeah, he gonna look, cause any man gonna look. We all men, of course we gonna look. Just like any woman see a man with a shirt, think he's sexy and handsome, she gonna look. But are we gonna really want that? No, some cats do. Me personally, no. But any man, yeah, they gonna want to look, cause they gonna want to tap it too. But at the end of the day, that ain't what they gonna want to bring home, because at the end of the day, I feel like any woman that's for me, and whatever you have is for me to see, not for the world. So if the whole world see everything that you have, what is it that you have for me? I don't even want it, because now everybody's seeing what I should have been seeing on it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm gonna look, but I don't want it.
I hear you. I hear you.
Straight up.
All right, so another topic that was trending. It was a more recent topic, and I want to get y'all's participation. We talked about it on 2 different shows. And the reason why I'm coming back to this one, because like on Instagram, I get no love on the Lay It on the Line page. So if y'all have Instagram, please go and follow us right now. It is Lay It on the Line. Lay It on the Line. I did a poll from one of the videos that I had posted from one of our tapings, where the question was asked basically if a woman and a man are together, they decide that they don't want to have kids, but the woman does whatever she needs to do to make sure that she has this child. What should the man be financially responsible for that child? Of course, we all feel like, or I'm not gonna say we all feel like, I feel like the man should be responsible because the child didn't ask to be here. But I think that it is very unfair that if a man is taking precaution or he's believing a woman that says that she's going to be on birth control, it's not fair to kind of like get pregnant and expect him to want to be a part of that child's life when y'all agreed that you wasn't supposed to do it. So with the poll, it was basically like a 50-50 split. Some people say like, man up. A lot of people said, man up, take care of your responsibility. But a lot of people also said that that man should not be financially responsible for that child if the agreement was, in the beginning, like we're not supposed to do it. So with that also being said, we talk about abortion, right? If a woman doesn't want to have a child, she can have an abortion. But do we care about the man's feelings if he wanted the child and she say, I don't want the baby, but we're okay with the woman wanting to keep the child if the man don't want to keep the baby. So everybody's participation. If you feel like the woman should, let's say, the woman should not have a right to abort a child if the man wants to keep the baby, raise your hand. Well, that's basically how it goes. So you can't say it's not right because that's exactly what happens. And nobody cares about the man because, oh, you should have just wrapped it up. You shouldn't have been having sex without protection. That's what the poll said. But then when we reverse the roles and we say, well, what about this woman? She aborts the baby and the man wanted to keep the baby. So what happens then? Is that right? If you think that's right, raise your hand. So why is it like that in America then? Like a man cannot do anything if a woman aborts his baby, but if the woman decides to keep the baby, the man got to pay child support. Help me make that make sense. Here it comes.
Hold on, hold on.
Vasectomy just like a woman can take birth control. So if you know you don't want kids, don't leave it in somebody else's hands.
True that.
Yeah.
You had that choice. And I do agree with you that once the child is here, it's not the child's fault how they got here, and that it is both parents' responsibility to take care of that child.
And the woman part, so what about when she aborts?
Unless the man is going to take the child and raise the child 100%.
I mean, that's on you, because if you don't strap up, then, hey, you take the consequences. I mean, just at the end of the day, so can't be mad at her.
Yeah.
And then if y'all don't work out and she decided to put you on child support. But I know women who had babies from dudes just for the money. So you got to be careful about that too. It might not be, but I'm just saying it depends. You got, who knows?
You had some. Hold on, there you go.
Women abort the kids because a lot of times they don't want the baby. And yeah, the women are the one that carry the kid. But what happens, like you said, before it dies? They can't abort their responsibility. Or I feel like if a woman aborts a kid, I don't physically have any kids, I've never had any kids, but I just feel like when you abort a kid, yeah, you got in that situation, you knew what you was doing. So, yeah, it's your body, but at some point, why is it that human beings don't have the common sense to be courteous to other humans? That's the opposite.
Selfish.
Yeah.
They one-minded. Think about themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But people ain't thinking about it at the time when that heated moment come on. You know what I'm saying? At that moment, you're not even thinking about it. It's get it on.
Yeah. I just thought that it was like really cruel that women can get away with so much more than what men can get away with.
Like, I feel like if she keeps the baby, then he should be able to, maybe sign up his rights so you don't have to pay child support because y'all had
But I mean, to even get to that situation right there, like he might not want to do that once the baby's here because he could be a good guy. But I think that people need to be more responsible in the beginning, And I think that if a lot of men, not bashing no men, not saying that all men are, run out on their kids or nothing like that. I'm just saying that if more men spent more quality time with their children, especially their boys, they can talk to them and tell them and explain to them the importance of not being reckless with their body parts, having some self-worth, not just giving it to any girl that want to give it up to you or that like you. Because these gender roles to me is just kind of crazy because we're going to teach our daughters like keep your legs crossed, you ain't supposed to have sex with nobody, you need to get a boy who is doing good in school. But what are you telling the boys? Y'all just telling them to go and have sex with anybody, and then when they get older they're mad because people meal hustling them. You don't even know your own worth because you're just sticking and moving and probably having babies with everybody around the world, so like why is it so acceptable for girls to be coached and groomed to be married, but we're not coaching and grooming our boys to be husbands? Or am I the only one that think that? Right there, right there.
a little different coming from a younger audience. I'm 21, so I feel like around the world and really everybody's being taught around kind of the same things, women and men. So regardless of the gender, we all kind of think alike. We all act the same. it's all on the heart, it's all on like your experiences. But at the end of the day, you come from a bad background, but it's all on what you know to change that, you know. And at the same time, when it comes to like abortions and stuff, that's your choice, you know. I understand, but everybody pays for their sins at the end.
That's true.
So and why not have those conversations? You messing around with this girl, and you doing what you're doing, and you ain't having these conversations. You ain't really trying to like that person, or you ain't really trying to take that responsibility. I'm having choices, and I'm not putting myself in a position to go through that. Because why did I go through that?
Right.
That's my problem. I
Right.
ain't trying to do all that. So I think it's just everybody got to take accountability, man and woman, because at the end.
21 years old, y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Which one?
All right, so we're going to wrap this up because we have some amazing poets that's coming up behind us. I just want to tell y'all, thank y'all so much for participating. Thank y'all so much for coming out and supporting this cause. We're going to continue to do this more and more and more. Now, before I go, or before we wrap this up, we normally close where we ask, like a question. I usually ask like our guests on the show, if there was something that you can change in your past or go back and tell yourself in your past, what would you tell yourself, or what would you do? Can I get one person to tell me what they would do if they can go back and give themselves something, advice, right there, with the phone up at the top?
Girl, it's okay to be different. It's not.
It's okay to be different. That's good. I like that. You don't have to blend in and try to be a trendsetter with everybody else, being one of the Kardashians. All right. So before I go, I'm gonna let Miles say what he got to say because I be running my mouth too much.
I'm following. I'm good. Go ahead.
We're led on the line. We like to support like our local businesses. We like to support positivity. We don't want to be like that typical podcast where you just on there being messy or full of drama or making everybody think that there's no love in the world. We do promote, healthy relationships. We do try to advise people to get counseling, even though some people don't agree with counseling. But when you just sit down and you can talk to somebody, you can get that off your chest, and that is your counseling. That's your therapy. But I do want to introduce, well, you know what, Miles, I'm going to let you say what you have to say before I introduce our hostess. You ain't got nothing?
No,
you,
I ain't got nothing.
You don't want to tell us what you would do if you can go back?
Who, me? It'll go on and on. I'll be all day.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and let me introduce you guys to our hostess for tonight. She's going to go ahead and tell you guys about her nonprofit organization, the Artsadvocate.
Toiletries for Families. I provide hygiene items to families affected by poverty and disaster. And the Arts Advocate, we advocate the culmination of creativity. And by culminating that, we provide a space for us to heal those affected by drama, grief, trauma, memory loss, traumatic brain injuries. If you're in line for forgetting how to do things, I want you to remember how to breathe. So everything I do, I serve and create. And if you want to support, if you need what I got, I'm here for it.
Thank you. All right, so thank you guys for joining us with Led on the Line. We do have a Facebook group, and it's called Led on the Line. If y'all want to join us, we do advise people to give us like questions or topics. A lot of times people want to get advice or they want to vent about something, but they don't want people to know or be in their business, so they send it to us in the inbox, and then we just talk about it. And then they can see not just our feedback, but everybody's feedback, because sometimes you be like, tell me if I'm tripping. Yes, you tripping. If you had to ask me, you tripping. But a lot of times, it's just good to hear how other people think about a situation. So we do like to do that and promote a lot of positivity. Also, we do have an Instagram page, Lay It on the Line. You guys can follow us on that. Hopefully, you guys will be seeing us on TV, because we're not just doing it for fun. We're doing it because we really do want to help people and let the world know that what you see on TV is not the only way. That's not the only type of people that's in this world. It is some real people that really care and that really want to help everybody and let everybody know different ways of solving problems. But anyway, thank you guys. Stay tuned. We're going to have our rhythm and poets. Mr. Low Key, drop a beat for us.
You got it.
Say, one more time, y'all give it up for Jamila.
Lay it on the line, talk through our problems. Let's try resolving them. Should we even try?